Hey, welcome back to Black Lab Garage. Me and well, you can't see him, my chief mechanic here. We're just wondering, you ever drive your old dentside Ford truck down the road at night and you're sitting there looking at the gauges like, because they're not very bright. They wasn't bright when they was when they was new from the factory. Actually, I've actually had to get my phone out before and turn the flashlight on my phone and shine on it trying to figure out what's going on because they're so dim. And I'm talking about these clusters here. Well, let me show you a really cheap way to brighten them up where you can see them really good at night. I mean, literally, it just takes a few dollars and just a little bit of your time, but it makes a world of difference in them. You ready? Come on, let's get into it. Yeah, you can tell he's really excited, can't you? All right. Weather's kind of nasty, so I thought I'd work on gauge cluster for that white truck. So we're inside the house here, playing with the dogs in the living room, so ignore my socks. At least I got socks on. Anyway, looking at this gauge cluster, I see right through here, this part of the circuit board looks like it's burnt. Not sure what's happened to it. The lights worked on one side, but not, I mean, all the gauges worked, but the lights worked on one side, not on the other. So, first thing we need to do is get this thing apart. And this one up here has fell out because, like so many of them, the plastic is getting crumbly. And there's two ways that you can fix this. You can buy these reproduction, or, and by 1982, Ford had revised this plastic. Okay, vans use the same thing, and I think they stayed the same in a van till like 90 or 91. But when you see one of these, if it's a green looking plastic, that's the updated one. That's the good one. They don't crumble. White plastic crumbles. Green doesn't. So remember that when you're junkyard stomping. Alright, now be gentle and lift this off there. So you can see where that one's crumbled away. I don't know if we can save it or not. I'll try. If not, I may end up having to order a new one myself. Now take the screws out that hold the two halves together. Set that off, and easily and gently pull the gauges out, because right here is what we're after. Just be real easy and pop them up out of there. What that does, your light shines through those, and there's only 2 bulbs that illuminates this whole cluster. 2, because that's your illumination, that's your turn signals, and then of course that's your fasten seat belts and brake lights. These are the only 2 that illuminates the cluster. Well, what we're going to do to make them brighter is put brighter bulbs in it, because it's those pieces that make it light up blue. Well, I got these on closeout from Rock Auto. They are blue LED bulbs, so we won't need those light diffusers anymore. Don't need them. You can see, just show you, look. Now we go to art class. I kind of hate when your needles on the gauges get all white, so went down to my local O'Reilly's, got a can of this Krylon fluorescent orange paint, and stick a piece of paper underneath that. Cheap paintbrush. And most of the time it'll take more than 1 coat to do it. Alright, let that dry for a minute, and then I'll put another one on. And there it is after 2 coats. Because you can see, well, that's not even faded there by how light it was before. And now we just let it dry. I do want to mention, I think it was 77 back. It's either 76 or 77 back. The needles are red, not orange. I believe the change came in 78 when they went to the 85 mile per hour speedometer instead of the 100 mile per hour speedometer. So if your needles in yours are red, then paint them red. And if they're orange, paint them orange. Or any other color that you like. I just want to say that the color did change. I'm pretty sure it was in 78 started to orange. Alright, now that the needles on the gauges have dried, we can put the gauges back in. So let's see, fuel, oil pressure, and amp meter, and water temperature. Don't that look so much better with those needles painted? Now, before we flip it over, put this back on it. Otherwise, you'll be picking them up out of the floor. Now, we'll go around, put the screws in around the edge of it. As far as me using a flathead screwdriver and socket, that's just a habit I got in a long time ago. I mean, if it's something that's like super, super tight, yeah, I'll get a ratchet or a nut driver or something, but on stuff like this, I don't know, I just got in this habit. Alright. I had a used printed circuit board here. It come out of my 4-wheel drive because I put a new one in it. And I want to see if it'll work in this one. I mean, it's the same circuit board, but as far as I know, it's still good. But I like to go around with the red scuff pad and scuff everywhere that the bulbs make connection. And everywhere that the gauges make connection. I mean, it certainly can't hurt it. I'll go around and tighten the gauges up first. I'm starting to worry about that one. I thought it might have been stripped, or the stud was spinning or something. Uh-oh, that in there is going to give me a fit. Get a pair of small needle nose, see if we can hold it. There we go, we got it started now. And that's what you do if the whole stud starts turning. So I'm going to go around and finish putting these on. Alright, don't forget your voltage regulator here. And it's just like a 9-volt battery. Actually, the connections are identical to a 9-volt battery. And don't forget your cover for over the amp meter leg so it don't short out anywhere. So we got that part done. Now, what I like to do on the bulbs and sockets, number one, I'll probably change all the bulbs out. These look okay, but if you got new ones, it always pays to go ahead and switch them. But I like to take and bend up the contact fingers on these, and then just take a little nail file and run across them, brighten that contact up. I mean, does it look like I do manicures or anything? So might as well find a good use for the nail file. And this is perfect. Now, got the LED bulb in, because don't forget, this one here and this one here are your dash illumination. Alright, you ready? Let's see what it does. I cranked the truck up, so I'm count of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How about that? That's a whole lot brighter than factory. And you can make them even brighter than that if you want to, depending on how bright of a LED you use.
but I'm happy with it. I mean, yeah, I should have went ahead and ordered a new lens for it, but I didn't. I mean, at least I can see the gauges now instead of having to get my phone out and turn the light on to see what's going on. So I'm happy with them. And that's all they are, to brighten your dash lights up, make it a whole lot easier to see at night. But as usual, me and the pups, we really appreciate you. Be sure and hit the thumbs up, like, subscribe, because I gotta buy more dog food. Go figure. But we really appreciate each and every one of you. And stay tuned. I'll be back with another one. See you.